ready.
Sit up a little bit.
Okay. Well,
Got
hi.
it.
I have Andre and his mom Brigitte with us, and we're gonna do a little interview chat and to talk about their experience both with cochlear implants and with auditory verbal therapy. Thank you guys for agreeing to do this chat with me.
Sure. We're
Yeah,
happy to be here.
thank you. Okay, well, Andre, I'm going to start with you. So I have three questions for you. My first question is, what advice would you give to somebody who is debating getting a cochlear implant?
So the first thing I would say is it's definitely a life changer. If you get it, it will really help. Although, as you might know, even though it's low chance, surgery isn't always success, but mostly, it can really help, and it's probably going to be really helpful. So I really recommend it for
Mm-hmm.
those people who are really actually determined to be able to hear on whichever ear they're deaf on.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, yeah.
Yeah. How were you feeling before when you were deciding about getting it or not?
I at first didn't really want to get it actually. It felt scary process that I would have to like get my ear operated
Yeah.
because like I had this bad feeling something was gonna go wrong, but in the end it was all just fine.
Yeah.
And after the surgery, it didn't actually really hurt
Good.
at all.
Yeah. People often tell me they wake up and they're like, "Oh, that was it. It's over."
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
yeah, the recovery tends to be pretty quick. Um, Okay, well, good. Number two, how do you like your cochlear implant now, and how would you say it compares to your the hearing that you had on that side before with your hearing aid?
Um, so I would compare it as the hearing aid before was smoother. The audio was like more of a regular tone. The sonnet sounds like talking in a tin can. But otherwise, it will be louder, more clear once you have practiced. So I definitely say it was a better choice than just staying on hearing aid.
Yeah, yeah. And how do you like it overall?
It's great. It's really been helping in school, and I can even if I'm in a room where I'm sitting far from the teacher, I can still use a microphone and hook it up so I can hear them from distance. If my Sonnet battery's out, I can still use the hearing aid.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have just a bonus? Do you have any favorite things about your cochlear implant?
Um, my favorite thing is it's really small and portable. So it's very tiny and portable, so you can bring it to other places, and it doesn't have any big necessary things. The only problem is that you will have to also bring all the supplies that will help you repair it or change something if something is broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Like extra batteries and stuff when you go
Yes.
on vacation and your charging cables and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, I have another question. What do people when do people ever ask you about your cochlear implant, and what do you tell them?
So generally, people in my school just generally know it because I had to skip the last week of school to get the surgery. So they already know what it is. Like once or twice, if I'm doing something in school and my sonnet falls down for whatever reason, people might ask a quick question of what is that, and once I tell them, they'll just probably forget it eventually. In public, nobody has ever asked me before, but generally, yes. It's not very noticeable. You can barely see it.
I know, yeah, yeah, it's super small. Your hair covers it most of the time too. Um,
Hmm.
okay, my last question to you is, what did you think about like listening therapy and auditory verbal therapy before? Did you think it was important before you got your cochlear implant?
So I knew it was necessary. I didn't think it would be several months. I didn't think it would be this way. So hearing, just generally listening to sounds at first, and then just doing single sentences. I expected. So first, when I had the cochlear implant activated, um, it seemed kind of insignificant. I thought it would stay like that, and the hearing therapy was just to get it a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually really helps. It improves your hearing. It's it works. It like improves everything, and eventually it'll be almost normal. Just you still have this tiny tin can sensation on it.
Yeah, it's like a little bit electronic, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. How would you compare your progress from like when we started to where you are now? How long has it been now?
It's been 6 or 5 months now.
Yeah.
I think maybe even 7. The progress was slow, but you can really notice. At first, I could just make out the rhythm. So if you had a word with 2 syllables, you could just hear like 2 murmurs practically,
Mhm.
but just loud murmurs. And then now I can understand sentences. I don't need to use the earbud anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, you're doing amazing. You're understanding whole conversations and like really confidently. It's super cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Andre. That was perfect. Thank you for sharing with us.
Okay.